The member for Flynn.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Environment and Energy. Will the minister update the House on how the government is taking a technology-neutral, all-of-the-above approach to energy policy? Is the minister aware of alternative approaches that could increase cost and threaten supply?
The Minister for Energy and the Environment.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I thank the member for Flynn for his question and acknowledge his deep commitment to the measures the Turnbull government is taking to increase gas supply through the export gas restrictions, through the increased investment in storage like Snowy Hydro 2.0, through the work we're doing to rein in network costs as well as retail costs, and through the amendments that we are moving to the Clean Energy Finance Corporation to get carbon capture and storage into the mix. Now, we know that the Labor Party has an alternative approach where they saw electricity bills increase by 100% when they were in power, 100%. And we also know that they pursue a 45% emissions target. So I ask myself, why is Labor pursuing these reckless emissions reduction targets? And why is Labor pursuing these reckless emission reduction targets? And we know it's personal, and so the overworked, underpaid member for Fenner told us today in a way that really would appeal to those Australian families struggling with their electricity bills, those Australian businesses that may be closing their doors, those Australian pensioners who can't keep the lights on and their heating. So what did the member for Fenner say today to ABC News? The member for Fenner said, if we can't tackle climate change, we may lose the ski season, Mr Speaker. The member for Fenner said if we can't tackle climate change, we might lose the ski season. What else has the member for Fenner worked out? Is he worried about Christmas in July being a permanent fiction, Mr Speaker? Is the member for Fenner worried about the Boxing Day test being on the 1st of August, Mr Speaker? No, but there is some good news. There is some good news about this climate change. The member for Lily's permanent tanning centre can be turned off now in August, Mr Speaker. It can be turned off now in August. Now, my department's done a bit of modelling. We've done a bit of modelling, Mr Speaker, and if the member for Lily turns off his tanning apparatus, we will save something like 500 megawatts, Mr Speaker. Half the capacity of the closure of Hazelwood, Mr Speaker. So at the end of the day, the Labor Party, you used to worry about people losing their jobs. You used to worry about families not being able to pay their electricity bills. You used to be worried about trade-exposed industries. Now, the member for Fenner and the Labor Party are only worried about one thing: losing the ski season, Mr Speaker.